Hiya! I am Sonia Stedman, and today I will be talking about the many ignored implications of making animals sapient in Family Guy. Seth MacFarlane strictly follows the rule of funny in his works, with often a very fracked up idea of what funny is, but I'm not here to talk about that. Following the rule of funny as strongly as he does results in many failures of logic, consistency, and creates lots of plot holes. This is not an ignored consequence of sapient animals, just a thing I find stupid, but I assume some people find funny. Brian is an intelligent person who has grown up with and lives with people as a person. He can read, he can write, he's gone to school, he can do math, he can use a computer, he knows how to use silverware. Why does he poop outside? Why does he confuse his reflection for another dog in one episode, but then in another episode uses the mirror to assist his grooming? Like a person does. I like some consistency, so I just find that crap dumb.
We are not amused!
But whatever, let's move on to those ignored implications. Not completely ignored, mind. It's been mentioned twice and then completely ignored going forward.
I have revealed to you today these horrors in the hope that you will see the need for change.
Vegetarianism is thought of in the Family Guy verse as being just as weird, if not weirder, than it is in this one.
So to all of you salad-eating homosexuals, I say thank you.
Which makes no sense in a world where an animal can just go right up to you and say, "Yo, don't eat me." I'm not saying everyone would be a vegetarian. Some people don't care, but it would at least be more common than it is in our world. I definitely get the impression that there is a different view of bestiality in Family Guy, but it's not entirely clear what that view is. How does it work that Brian has had sex with human women and non-speaking, presumably non-sapient dogs, with no one seeming to be really upset about it? There would have to be some humans that won't date humans but will only date sapient animals. And do people find that creepy? There are some questions here. Are there no laws concerning bestiality at all in the Family Guy world? I mean, of all the things, this is the one that at least makes some sort of sense, because in a world where at least some animals can very much give consent, people would probably feel a lot differently about that whole idea. Still, it was weird that nobody said anything about him having sex with non-sapient creatures besides the owner of the dog being upset that he slept with his dog. Not because it was a non-sapient dog, but because it was his dog. While the show has briefly spoken about animal rights in regards to being eaten, mistreated, experimented on, these animals are fully sapient. Brian has a complete political philosophy, and he can't vote. He can't own property. In fact, he is property. Why aren't these sapient animals fighting for their civil rights? I haven't watched the show in 2 years, but if there was an episode where the animals held a French Revolution-style revolt, I would watch the out of that. One final question. How does this sapience thing work? Because not all the animals in Family Guy are sapient. So, is it genetic, nature, or nurture? Is it a dominant trait? If two animals that are both sapient have a kid together, will their child turn out to be sapient? I'm sure there's probably actually a few other reasons why the sapient animal thing could be a much bigger, more engrossive thing if it was taken a little bit more seriously as an idea. But Family Guy is not that kind of show. You can take these freaky ideas seriously and still have it be funny. If you take the idea of sapient animals seriously, it completely changes the world. It creates a different history and a different social structure. Everything would be different, which is probably why he won't take the idea seriously, and in which case I kind of think he shouldn't have the idea at all.
Ah, jeez.
With Steven Universe, the gems have affected history. They have affected society. You get little hints throughout the series of how things in the Steven Universe world is different from ours. And we don't get that from Family Guy. Family Guy, apparently, their world is almost identical to ours, except that people seem to be a bit more douchebaggy. That doesn't really work for me. When you have something like sapient animals, it should change things.